Friends, we had a very nice lunch interlude. Some of you enjoying the sun, some more serious, continuing to discuss here. And now we are getting to a very interesting point on our agenda. Many of you know Robin Cornelius. He's the founder and CEO of Switcher. Switcher, they make sweaters, they make clothes, but we have heard this morning, and we heard yesterday also, that the clothing industry is among, with the financial sector, among the least trusted industry in terms of the way of the people weigh at it, in terms of behavior, in terms of ethics, etc., etc. And here we will have a very interesting discussion because it will be a hands-on discussion. Robin is a businessman, an extremely successful businessman who put his money, if I can put it that way, where his mouth is, because Switcher is today among one of the best and most ethical companies that I know of. And Robin has done something very unusual in the industry. He has ensured that his supply chain is absolutely behaving according to standards that he has set and that he believes in. And we selected the title of this discussion in terms of the value of soft values, because as we heard so many times yesterday and today, soft values, so-called soft values, are values which are counting more and more in the performance of a company, in the way the company is perceived by its suppliers, by its customers. So what we will have now is not a discussion. It will be an illustration of what can be done when you put your actions where your heart and your morals and your ethical sense are, and you could do that while being tremendously successful. So, Robin, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Claude. I just took 2 notes for this morning. I never have documents in my hand. My father was a diplomat. He said, Robin, never have a paper in front of you. But I just need that one for this morning. If you, okay. Just new Switcher is garment. This is Switcher shirt. We sell 4 million pieces in Switzerland. This 50% for corporate business, printing, watch companies, Nestle, whatever. And the other part is retailing, stores, shop. We have 60 stores, 150, 300 corners, that kind of stuff. But what you do in life is not important. It's how you do the thing. So it's just textile. You can Google on internet, you will see what we do. It's an old company, 30 years old, 32. And I started when I was 25. I graduated from Business School Lausanne and Political Sciences. And they didn't like a young student make both at the same time. So on one hand, I heard Mr. Rieben, you remember?
Monsieur Cornelius, la politique détermine l'économique.
So
Exactly
political takeover. Yeah. And then 2 hours later, I was in HEC, and I had François Chalère. And he said, Cornelius, l'homo economicus, ce sera toujours l'économie qui décidera sur la politique. Parce que les envies sont illimitées, mais le budget l'est. Donc nous optimalisons. He's right too. So who shall I listen to? What? Both. Political is long-term. Economical is short-term. We talked about finance this morning. I don't like finance, or I don't understand, because it's a mechanism, as you said. When you leave the industrial process and the money took over, don't forget at the beginning of the 20th century, I read all the books of Ribben, of course. The first who get the railway line between Lausanne and Montreux won. The other one went bankrupt. The Cockerill families with the charcoal in Belgium, same. All their money was their fortune in their industry. And if they failed, they lost everything. Then came the age of all the O's, COOs, CEOs, CFOs, and so, which is good. And we said this morning, a good CEO who aligns the workers is needed, but he's still an employee. It's not his money. So that's, again, is different. So I agree, family companies is a bit different. But that's not the point. I decided, long term, I'm Swedish originally. IKEA, you know, Ingvar Kamprad. I was sitting on his knees when I was small. Or you take Tetra Pak, same. They have a long vision. And how can you have a long vision when you sell T-shirts and garments? So I took one decision. When I will turn 50, I thought I will be out of business after so many years. I don't need to go to a psychiatrist to say, oh, what did I do with my life? So by doing things beside the core business, different things like medical dispensary, schools, all this you have on internet, you feel fulfilled with satisfaction. You feed your ego, because the one who has no ego here, ego means I am in Latin, don't forget. So let's cultivate our ego. But now, so I didn't know where to go. So I went to business with long-term, more political than economical. I don't know many CEOs, but I know a lot of NGOs. And just before I dropped this paper, if my father saw me, what I wrote there, yeah, we talked about globalization. You have to follow me, because I do, you will see, you will like it, but just concentrate yourself, huh? Thank you. Globalization, it's a fact, you can't go against it. It was good. The last 25 years, remember India, if I take India or China, where in both countries we source, the level of the wages, it was so down. So this north-south of globalization, talking textile industry, not talking even of Bangladesh, helped to create value and wages in those local countries. The point is, when the wages go up to $200 in China, or in India, same, more or less, yeah, we're nearing 6,000 rupees, so yeah, even more. What does it mean? And here the wages in Europe, old Europe, except Switzerland, I don't understand why Switzerland is like this, it's amazing. The minimum wage in Portugal is 450 euros, a fifth of what we have in Switzerland. In the States, I just came back, $8, $9, the minimum. It was 7 2 years back. But you have a system of gratuity, and you tip, and so. But everybody's smiling, everybody has a job. And in Europe, we have 25% plus unemployment and 60% by youth. In Spain, same in Portugal, Italy, don't talk about Greece. So I flew down to India, 83. I met Doré, it's a gounder, it's a caste of peasant. The gounder is a man, you know the caste, he's a gounder. He likes to build, create, buy lands. I said, Doré, we're going to make big things. What are we going to do? We're going to be number one. Acha. Okay, buy this, organize this. And we together, both of us, we built up a machinery with dyeing mill, spinning mill. Spinning, you know why? In Switzerland, you have 32 windmills. 32 all Switzerland, because it's very complicated to make a windmill in Switzerland, because the birds and so on. Only ourselves, in Tirupur, we've got 32 windmills with Doré. You know why? It was tax-free mortgage system from the government. They need power, pragmatism. Okay, so Doré bought windmills not because he wanted to save the planet. It was a good deal. So it's good to mix business and social accountability and sustainability. I'm convinced. So I built up my business 20 years with Doré, flew up and down to India, still. And last year I said, hey, the wages are there. Where are we here? Globalization, focalization. So I moved 2 million pieces in 3 months back to Europe, to Portugal. I knew guys like Zara producing 1 billion pieces, 1 billion, produce already 100 million locally. For them, locally means Europe, Spain. So I went to the old guys I know for so many years. Oh, I need 500 pieces there, 500,000 and so. And of course, my margins goes down. Stock rotation is better, produced here, creating jobs. And the Indian machinery we have, we export 80% for US. So things are done. So we have moved back to Europe. I didn't need any marketing, big study, strategy. Time to go back. So that's cool, meaning, and before I forget that one, I have a lot of theories, and one is, okay, we pay a bit more, 3 euros, 50. Okay, we lose 10, 15 points of margin. I need 40% balance sheet at the end margin, brutto margin. And you know, idea came, I said this at the television, Swiss, German television the other day. Imagine everything we buy, we pay double the price. Instead of buying 3 shirts, Elizabeth, you buy 2, let's say 2. But you pay 30% more for both shirts. So you're spending the same amount, you've got only 2 shirts, but they last for a year or more. Why are we changing all the garments we don't need? Our wardrobe is full of garments. Why I tell you this? This is for Claude, the economist. If you spend the same amount for less products, you have less, okay. The same amount goes in the economy. The supplier will be paid 30% more. So the money circulates, distribute money. Keynes in theory is maintained. We're all happy. Only one difference. We consume 30% less products because we don't need them. This syndrome of H&M, Zara, Mango, and all those, put in Walmart, don't talk about Walmart, or putting another price, same price, you get a t-shirt for 2 francs 95, 3 for 1. It's crazy. Who wants that? Nobody. And if you take the young generation now, my kids are 25, 23, and 19. Of course, they go to H&M, and so of course, but they don't need all this. They buy less than what we did. I believe, we talked about positiveness. I believe in the new generation. They are 10 times smarter than we are. They're acting differently. They're having sexual relations differently, with respect. We were the post-1960 cool. They don't need a car at the age of 18. Zoe has a bike. I have an electric. You want an electric? No, I just need a bike. They're 10 times smarter than we are. And we learned at the school, that's why we kicked off all the schools, you have to learn by heart to get your points, your marks. It's over. It's the past. It's obsolete. Now you go and get the information. They go to Google. They go to, okay, Facebook. That's another syndrome. But anyhow. So if the new generation gets the information, they are ripe to understand. They have to get information about any product they buy. So don't worry, I will come to the traceability. But you have to explain why the traceability came in my head 8 years back. You know, you have, I know, sunglasses. Okay, I tell you the truth, this is 17 Swiss francs at a gas station, but 0.8. Is it good glasses? Clean? What plastic? What pigment? How is it produced? Mode of transportation? If it were written Ralph Lauren, it would cost 400. Maybe look the same, but I'm not sure if the Ralph Lauren sunglasses or glasses are made in better condition, because we cannot check. Any product should have a code. You have aluminum, is it first extraction? Or is it from Alcoa or Alcan? I don't know. Why don't we use recycled aluminum? The cost is a bit higher. Yeah, peanuts. I said Davos, the new CEO nominated for Alcan, he was just new nominated. A mustache. Hey, you look like Walt Disney. You're cool. He had a mustache. And I was sitting at his table and say, Mr. I forget his name. Why, when you do the aluminum kitchen, we have open kitchen all, and you love to have, why don't you sign Alcan, recycled aluminum? We are not a commodity goods, we are extractor. And so, sign. Oh, no, it's not, okay, so I dropped the point. But you don't know even if what you buy in aluminium first extraction, blood diamond, you have seen the movie, or it's recycled. And nobody thinks of that. So any product should, like a car, cannot circulate without a plate number, with tests. And how come a chair, anything can circulate without any check, except for food and Medicares? The first country introduced traceability was in Australia 20 years back, 30, in the Medicares. Yogurt you even check, maybe check, but food, garment, you don't care. So this is completely wrong. And if I look at you, average, okay, imagine the day lasts from early morning until sunset. Your life. It's for me, it's 5 o'clock, I'm 57. For you, it's 6, with respect. And some here, 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So we don't have time to spend. We have no time. So the more time passes, more energy we have, because we want to fulfill so many things. Next 50 minutes is more important than 3 days when you are 20. Let's realize this. It's 5 p.m. for all of us. So this is a very important point. And then our kids are going to manage our resources. Big shots, big presidents. You know, we took the 24 hours is a lifetime. Obama, okay, another 4 years mandate, and he's gone. All the decided leaders in 5 years are all out on new ones. So nothing is permanent. So thinking on all of this, then I come to my little business and say, hey, I do so many things, social things, I don't want to talk about it. You just Google, I mean. Nobody knows, because you need a budget to communicate CSR. A lot of money. And I have another rule. If I bought a double page in Paris Match or Illustré, 30,000, 50,000, and we say, end of the classes, German, Frau Müller, blonde hair, 30 with her kid, in Oberlumkhof, in middle of nowhere in Switzerland. On the left-hand side, I buy the same page, you put again 50,000, and you see the 3 Indian mothers bringing our kids switcher schools in India. Look at what he does. This is not information, this is communication, because you buy. So you can't communicate about social things by buying everybody does it, I know. I cannot. By not doing this, I could spend the money in social. So I said, how can I get people to know what we do? And I said to Gilles, he's not there, a colleague I have for 15 years, he said to me, EIN code, we have to put the EIN code. We were the first one, the beginning of EIN, before you couldn't even scan. It was not a long time ago, huh? Not even 30 years. Robin, we have to put the EIN. Why? It's the future. What do you mean? One day we're going to do like this. You sure? Okay, put it. So he put the code, and I said, Gilles, so big. Can I put a message? What can I oh, you can explain your whole life. What do you mean? You put the code, refers to a website, and it links, and you can talk as much as you unlimited. Ooh, it was 2005. We tested, it worked. 2006, we started with this code. And now we have 30 million pieces coded. Not even 5% of this population, not even knows about it. And wow, we have some guys going on the code. But at least information is there. And what is becoming interesting, ladies and gentlemen, that because now, big groups, if you take the leaders, McDonald, Haynes, that Buffett bought for 70 billion, so it must be a big deal. All those guys, they have the market done, the margin. They don't have facing a problem of cash. They have only one problem, reputation risk. If a pension fund put 250 million, they expect 2.72.5 revenue interest in 20 years for their, okay. And in the basket, they buy shares from different company. And one of these company is fucked because something happened, child labor, something went wrong. Crisis, company has problem, take a position, and the share goes down. So the pension fund has a smaller rentability. And this rentability they need because it's for the pension fund. So all those people, they just want a solution. They control everything except the risk of reputation. So it's very simple to tell them, hey, We can help you. 20 years back in Malaysia, or 18 years when Nike was stuck because kids labor, okay, child labor, how can the guy sitting in the US know that? Subcontracting. Decisions were taken, we closed down the factory. Today we will say it's completely stupid. That's what they did. It was the really first time something big scale happened. Images were a bit destroyed of Nike. They went up, don't worry. But the share went down a little bit, and this. So what is the solution? Each step from the supply chain, from the cotton, from the picker, from the ginner, the knitting, the dyeing, the CMT, it's a cutting, measurement, trimming, the confection, the expedition, logistic, is it by sea, by air? I'm talking about the CO2 emission, should be under control. And each guy responsible, each stakeholder doing his job, has to give all the information to us. We put on the website, give to next. He confirms I received this info, give to next. And then we just gather this information we put on the website with the consequences. If something goes wrong, we say, excuse me, shit happens sometimes. Something goes wrong. In one unit, a guy had to finish an order, he did overtime, he didn't pay twice extra wage. How can I or my guys be behind each guy? It's not possible. But we have a whole system, we can identify. He did a mistake, so he will get all the tomatoes from the public eye. Not the one at the end, not us. When then end, but it's very costly, this traceability system. No, everybody pays and cleans in front of his door. And then we go further. How many guys? Code of conduct, what is your wage, minimum wage, how much you pay? Or according to the local legislation. In China, people are coming from the north, far north. They stay for 9 months in a row. And when the guy comes to them, say, hey, anyhow, you're in dormitory, it's clean, huh? You want some extra job? Yeah, because, oh yeah, you understand I cannot pay you the normal wage. So it goes below the legal wage. And I have a whole big theory, I've convinced a lot of factories, you pay double wage. The extra hours, double. You know why? If he's my boss, and he has to pay me double for the extra hours, he will tell the guy, the planning, reorganize it, I don't want it extra wage. If he pays me the same amount, he doesn't care if Robin goes home at 8 or 9 p.m. instead of 6. And it helps to re-engineer the whole production, and he will get more efficiency, make more money, and then comes the new orders, and then he cannot re-engineer anymore. Then he gets some more people, and then re-engineer by steps. Why? Because he has to pay double wage. It's so logical. If you build a house in a green field, there is nothing. It's not interesting, for an architect. If you have a very old cedar tree, this stone you cannot remove, then you have to optimize. Life is about creativity. Like you, for the corruption system, NGO, is great, because corruption is a big part of, we all know that. So then we started to do that code, and we put it on, and people say, but it's complicated. So you have to decomplicate the information. So now I went to Sarkozy, they invited us, their staff, they want to put the made in France. And I say, you should put the made in right season for the vegetables and the fruits. If you buy strawberries in the middle of winter in Switzerland, you have a red point. Costs nothing. When you pack it, it's red, according to the law. If you buy it in October, so you have still some strawberries coming from Spain, maybe it will be orange. If you buy them now, it comes from Switzerland locally, it's green light. And so on for every product, depending on the right season. When you go with your caddy to the cashier at the department store, and you have a colleague there, all red, you don't feel comfortable. And you have the one absolutely green. He's an activist, huh? Spending more time to check. That's not the solution either, but in the middle. So simple codes, so you feel okay with yourself. It must be extremely simple. It's simple things to do. And now I tell you something. I don't talk about my book because it's in German anyhow. The title was Schlafzimmerbuchhaltung. The bookkeeping when you go to bed. Why? You want to go to bed and feel released, okay. You all admit, if you don't sleep well, this is the first problem. Then you manage the rest. So I attend the conference of Mr. André Comte-Sponville. He's a French philosopher. Not so much appreciated, but he doesn't go in esoterical words. He's very simple and very straight to the point. So his colleague says, but he's fantastic. He said, you cannot expect any moral from the economy. It's a system. Not the best system, the capitalist system, sorry. The one who works harder, more creative, smarter, deserves a little bit more. How much is another point. This system works for the last 6 years. You cannot change it. So, if you have the cash, you have the cash. Okay, one constraint of it. To launch a product, let's say we do chewing gums made of, I don't know what, very bad for the teeth, but it's legal. We have the money. Then you go to the FDA in Switzerland, I don't know how you call it, to be accepted by the law, juridical system. If nobody can go against it, okay, I'm investing, we're investing. Legally, it's okay. Financially, we have the cash. Nobody can stop us. So you cannot expect, neither from the economy, neither from the political system, any sort of moral. It's not immoral or moral, it's amoral. It's just a system. So the only chance we have is to go to the individual moral. Meaning, whatever you do, you know, if you go from behind and you put down the price just to kill a competitor, or you manipulate workers, I don't know, you don't deserve what you don't feel fine. See, the only thing one wants to, in my opinion, it's a question of education, is to be in accordance with yourself. So we talked about the managers. The CEOs should take action. When I talking with NGO, we talk about the managers. True, yes. But we should manage ourselves with a simple thing. Whatever you do, if you feel, okay, I did this, tack, I came a bit late, I forget to get my kids at school. I screwed that meeting because I didn't want, or I was a bit arrogant with the employee who came with a good... Whatever happened during your day, if you're in accordance with yourself, it's fine. And whatever you buy, if with one click, I have to look, because how can I know? This was the excuse until 5 years back. But now, with one code, with one click, you should be able to know everything. Everything. Or maybe you like that chair. It's not just to see if it's a CSR in good condition. I like that chair. I want to know who designed it, who bought it, who produced it, because I pay interest in that chair. So it's good information coming in. And don't forget, the new generation is not emotional like we were. The good days, golden days of marketing, where you have a nice lady, standing next to the car because you have to buy that car. If it's a car that costs $150,000, you don't feel fine. That's called a dissonance cognitive. And you get a letter. Well done, Cornelius. You bought the right car. By the way, we want the price of design and this. Do you feel comfortable? This is an old-fashioned system to get the guy in accordance with himself. You know what the kids want? They want this today. I have it here, yeah. This is our social report. 2012 came out a month ago. I've got a bunch of facts, figures. Facts, figures. 92.3 sold that comes from 100% traceable, 3.9 million government bought, 40% manufactured in Europe. And that was average of the last 4 quarters last year, but now we're at 72. 28 million respect code, but when it was printed now we are 31 or 30. 47.3% polyester article made with recycled PET. So you say, that's facts. No blah blah. And then you enter and you can see each garment, what monitoring it's done, all the certification, the label, the CO2, the GOT certificate, the water consumption, the water print, water footprint. It's only facts. And if we go down with turnover, we have to tell it. And if we do some mistake, only pure facts. This is what the kids want to have. They want information. I was in the States 2 weeks back with Zoe. We were in LA. And she wanted to go to a second-hand shop where you can exchange. How can we? Papa, next, left, go up. How you know? She was with the iPhone. Right, here, you just follow. Say, yes, yes, Zoe, yes. Now we go there. Oh, yeah. Then she wanted me to visit. She booked for $40 a guy about a Hollywood story, 1900 to 1960. Started Eastman Kodak, New York. So we're walking 2 hours, just one street. You see this building, and there he bought up. It was mafia. He explained the whole story of Hollywood, and this one became very rich because of Rin Tin Tin dog. He did millions, and he bought up his neighbors and all this. That's a small story, but when I get to the guy, we should stay at the corner. Hi, Monsieur Cornelius, nice to meet you. They cannot know me, at least in LA. Say, Google. Always check my customers. I went to Google Images, I saw. You see how things are changing? And now, today, you don't even know where you buy your stuff. We know nothing. The iPhone story, because they saw that Xcon or Conacron, Foxconn, yeah. Because saving a $1, $2 wage, iPhone is maybe sold at wholesale between them $100. And I was in New York 2 years back on a board meeting, I said 1,000. And at the same moment, there was a guy of Gap, Dan Enkler, CSR from Gap. He said, Robin, I'm in trouble. Why? They caught Gap, some T-shirt done by small hands, a batch of 500 pieces. Oh, 5,000 maybe for Gap. Subcontractor, subsidy. He said, if you had traceability, you could trace. I know, but it's complicated. We have 10,000 factories. Ongoing process. Start now. Wait. Year after, always a surprise in US. I was there when the first demonstrator slept or came early in the morning in front of the Apple store. And you remember the lady said, on an interview, I love so much my iPhone, changed my life, easy to, she's right, easy to use. Oh, it's feminine, I like feminine things, easy. Feminine sense is nice. It's not this, I have app. If you have a Mac, if you have the PC is between us, it's a past. It's slow, it's heavy, it's complicated. Mac, okay. So she loved iPhone. He said, and she was standing there, I refuse you to let you continue like this. We heard about Foxconn. It was the first time in the history that not an activist, a journalist, an NGO, a fan complaining. And if your fans starts to complain about your behavior, you better think twice. Ooh, they take steps immediately. That's a revolution because they have information about how a product is produced. And this will change the world. I'm not, in 2 generations, no, in 1 generation it will come up. I can swear. You will, the Google glasses come up and you can check, okay, this, ooh. You have a eco-balance of this chair, 78.9%. It's not topic transportation, with not completely, some with lorries and so. The wood is FSC, but it's not taken at the right place. So optimization. Why? You know why? I told you, less consumption, spending same money, we don't need anything more. But this is not enough. One day, the end consumer, 90% of the harm we do to the planet is during the phase of production. Nobody cares. We are in a society of service and ready-made product. You look at the price and the brand. Oh, Ralph Lauren, 400. No, Gucci, 2,000. It's normal. It's a marketing. I understand. H&M, 10. Sweatshirt, 20. And I want to know how Sweatshirt is produced, how H&M produced, or the other. Nothing related with the positioning of the brand. And even show me your margin. If Mr. Paul Smith selling a shirt 150 Swiss francs, he has a superb margin of 65%. He has a good cash flow. I don't care. If a company make 100 million profit, out of 100 million turnover, make 5 million profit, and the partners say, 3 partners, they keep 1 million for themselves, they put 2 in a reserve, I don't care. I just want to know how they spend the 95 million in wages, in rentals, in the social projects, in R&D. We just focus on the profit. We should look all the way before you realize the profit. And 80% of the social conditions are limited during the phase of production. And 100% of the chemical issues is only at the process of dyeing the garment. So if we have this under control, but people say, hey, I buy a shirt, I buy a table, I don't want to know this. You have to know that. Because one day, we have to recycle to change our habits. And you know what I'm coming? I'll show a slide. I said on TV, I mean, my customer are not happy, I don't care. I mean, I care, of course. When you buy a shirt, T-shirt, I tried 3 years back, and after I went out from the operational for 2.5 years, and now I'm back. You want to buy a shirt? I put your stamp. You can choose a color. Nice stamp, you know, like old mail, post-mail stamp. You can choose the color, like could be violet or silver or discreet inside. So I say, hey, what is this? 043407. Oh, by the way, I bought it the 4th of April 2007. 6 years old. Smart, huh? The elder, the smarter. Like a yogurt data. Ooh! Oh, it's 2 days old. I cannot eat it. So I have a plan with Dudweiler. I'm going to make a campaign talking with Migros people. Dudweiler, Migros data. Robin, upside down, because they know his face, not mine. Maybe not the young generation, anyhow. Upside down. And for me, the switcher data is the longest, the better. And if I can get people to say, that's cool. The boy is picking up a girl to go to cinema. Oh, look. Oh, 3. 10 years. Yeah, darling. It's my favorite one. He's smart. You're laughing, but we have to find tricks, motivation to get to that point. You agree? Could you put the slide there?
You have...
Yeah. Oh, I lost it. Okay, I don't have my... Okay, forward.
Here it is.
Okay. If you see the arms, I have to come here. It's a smiling chain. From cotton, spinning is okay, fully automatized machine. Dyeing stuff, water recycling, water retreatment plan. Just for that little story, about 10 years back, I said to Duray, he said, what? We have to about reverse osmosis. What? Reverse osmosis? Like on a boat, when you have to desalinize the water from the sea on the boat. Yeah? 7 lakh, it's 700,000 liters we needed per day at that time. Just for little switcher, just to dye. 700,000 liters daily, 4 tons of salt. Because you have to fix the colors, you know, ladies, if you have this big machinery, you can imagine, huh? Costs $1.2 million, maintenance. You divide it in 5 years consumption, 20 million T-shirts. It costs 10 centimes per T-shirt at the end, if you plan. And we recycle 90% of the water. So we saved 100 lorry of 12,000 liter trip per day. We sold the lorries. We kept one to make a potable water distribution. It was cool. You sleep well. It's very simple. A driver, $8,000 per year. You have your driver going every morning distributing water in some spot they don't have water, and you feel okay. And you have a better dye because the pH of the water is perfect. So many things one should know. Then you go to the production. There you have, always you have to see, you have the owner. We are vertically integrated, but in many cases you have the owner of the company and the, is it working? Yeah. Owner and the employee. Both should be happy. Owner, employee, transport, till the end consumer. And if everybody's happy, you have a smiling chain. It was my expression. But now, I needed a slide. Claude, as you said, no slide. We don't slide, but this you have to see. You have one supply chain here. In one country, it could be Asia, China. In one country, like we can make a hub in China, in India, in Portugal, for instance. And you have thousands of supply chain, as you can imagine. And always the same cotton, same process. And then this one ends to produce for the brand X. This one for the brand Y, and so. And what do you see? The public eye, he see a price, Gucci, 4,000. And, or, as I said, 2 parameters only. By giving access to the code, then consumers comes here. And he can click on any stage of the supply chain if he's curious. And we have to make it sexy. You can go to Wikipedia. They explain you how the dye started in the 18th century. The blue was chic. And whole story, a bit culture. But at least I want them to go there. And then we give marks. These guys, same work, same métier. He's a genius. Uncle Robert, new generation coming with son, he wants to open a new plant. To enter this arena, to be accepted by us, he has to go through Fairway Foundation, to different certification, in independent monitoring, to fulfill all the requirements. Then he's accepted in the club. And then we know, by the guys working here, the notes, the marks. This is one supply chain. We give a note, 10, 10, 10, 5, 10. So they don't have 10 in average, they have 45 points, 9. Because this one is not good in that particular supply chain. You got another one, 10, 10, 5, 10, 10. Same, those guys, you know when you run 400 meters, you have to give you the relay. They are complaining because this colleague is not perfect. So it reduces the chain and they are worried about the business because if the brand says, I don't buy anymore, they are stuck. So those guys will try to get him to come in supply chain. Competition in the industrial process. And those guys, hopefully they want to keep him, but they have a problem here. So this will try to get him there, and it will be competition between producers, and you will have an excellency of production that will raise, awareness that will raise, and then of course you have 2 little toys for our kids, it must be funny. Then you can click on one, if he has 92-point mark, you say Super Mario, wow! Cornelius, a dyeing mill in Pondicherry, and the other one, Claude, bad marks in dyeing, ooh, tomato. Hey, do you think the guy will accept this? They will have to. Because the brand, if even has an agent say, I want a clean production. And when we have this, we decide today, let's organize the supply chain to produce I don't know what, saris. We go to India, and we can choose, we see the marks, and we can produce our own supply chain. We are getting the end consumer, not to be only the end consumer, but the early day conscious actor of the consumption. You're good in this, you have to find the title. But you understand the point? It's amazing. Nobody cares. And we are in 2013. And then we came all certification. People say, what is all certification? Global organic, the GOT standard, organic cotton, PET, recycled. 7 bottles of PET, you can make a T-shirt. Everybody knows it, but nobody cares. But one day we have to care. But watch out with PET. You know what they do, the guys? They produce in Taiwan or in China millions of bottles of PET. They don't fill them with water. They destroy them immediately to have enough thread to produce PET T-shirts they can say more expensive. That's become... So again, you have to check if the bottle has been used and so. So it's all about information. PET, Social Accountability 8000, Fairway, Independent Monitoring, CO2 Index. What is a common issue? We have a common issue. We make you a demo right now. We can start the demo, by the way. How much the consumption of CO2 and water index of any garment. We have a calculator with the University of Lausanne. The garments, polyester come from China, from there. Transportation, we can calculate till Lausanne how many kilometers, how much is the CO2 consumption. But as we have windmills, all the power looms from are spinning, thanks to windmills. We have so much huge credit of, so our CO2 goes down 2 points. We're very happy with that. So everything has to be optimized. Oh. So you can put on internet. So now, and then you finish. We can talk. But we can talk later. Huh? As long as you want, after the sessions. You see here you have respectcode.org. And you will enter a T-shirt. I brought some T-shirts. You know, it's it's a gift from the organizer. I would like to thank you, both of you, to inviting me here. These brilliant people. Claude, of course. And I'm impressed, I can tell you. So many long sessions, 2-4 days in forums, and the juice is, I mean it, it's amazing. Merci, so you know that. Look, he entered the code of this. I bought SML Excel. We'll distribute this later. It's not very chic with the carton, but this is industrial process. You have a T-shirt. No. You know how many brainstorm I did? I wanted to have 0 plastic with a thin paper, you know, when you buy the bread. But as it's sold, manipulated, it goes in the store. It's not possible. The only thing we can do, we do a lot of 10 packs for the printers, but we have not found a solution to avoid and you're right, when you open a new store with 3,000 garments, cubic meters of and you cannot even recycle it properly. Of course, it's, I don't know what norm, but but we cannot find. You cannot avoid the packing. Of course, this is made of mice corn. This, okay. The red, yeah. Look. Okay, this is a T-shirt. This is a logo. Voilà. But this is not the point. What is interesting? This is an organical T-shirt, of course. You have a code here. Yes. Mine is NUF97. Each have a, which code you have? Same? Yeah?
NUF.
Okay, you can put NUF97. Okay. And you enter. Okay, it's a T-shirt Gaia, round neck. It's not the same color because it's an example. This made in India, 100% cotton, organic, fair trade, pre-shrink, 145 GSM per square, banana. And then you click on the lot. A lot. This particular T-shirt came in a lot of 5,000 pieces, sent the 25th of August 2011. Mode of transportation per container per boat to Rotterdam, and then we put on a railway, no lorry, and it reached Lausanne. And if you want to Google, you can talk with Durog Manana. Then you can click Google. If you click there on Google, you can see the building, and so if you go into detail, this is normal. Then you can go on, if you go back on production line. Cotton, you have the name of the guy where we buy for Alloc Industries, Alloc Tissage, Premdre. If you go to dyeing, in that particular case, we bought from the same guy. He was supplying, doing 3 operations, not only the cotton, but the dyeing and so. Sometimes you can have 5 different guys. If you go up, okay, what it is, if you click on the étape de production, or go down, sorry. Voilà. Click on dyeing. Dyeing, okay. And, okay, then Alok is lazy. He could keep nice picture of his building. He's not doing it. It's his problem. He's responsible for what he show. At least we sell to somebody the process. So you can go endless for dyeing, confection, export. So you can stay 1 hour on each garment because you have a lot of information. It's very simple, no? I mean, you're not used to do that, but one day you will have to. Because if you check on the data of your yogurt, and when you take a pill, you look exactly what's inside, why don't you have just small information about the product? I know, you know what? We take time for questions, and I promise you, if you think twice about this, the problem we have, it's 8 years we're doing this. Other companies are starting. And the maximum, more competitors do the same, I'm happy. My only concern, how can we communicate that this is clean without putting millions in budget? That's all the same story. The big groups we open school, an ad of $30,000 Swiss francs for one page. With 30,000, with 45,000 I run a school for 150 kids in India. from lower kindergarten, upper kindergarten, 5th standard, 8, 9 teachers, headmaster, nothing. I mean, nothing, 40,000. So shall we finance a school for a year or put an ad? Maybe we have to do both. So not for the school, I mean, communicate, sleep well at night. Yeah, that's why Ghost, the guys, yeah. We are, this website you saw there is over. We have a new one coming. It's 6 years old. I'm sorry. 1st of September, we have a new one at the GS1 meeting in Zurich. All the guys from a member of a DNA code. But I wanted to, I'm not a T-shirt seller. I'm not a guy just making money buying and selling T-shirts. I don't want to save the planet. I want to contribute. What I did is not because I'm brilliant. It was just when I was in India, I said to Dure, so many kids. Robin, plenty school in India. I say, plenty kids too. We open a school. I finished with this one. And Dure, he always said, Acha to me. He's 53 now. 63. I'm missing, huh? And after 1 year celebration, all mother were there, no fathers, like always. And they are dancing, and I had to make a speech, or translated in Tamil. I didn't know what to say. I read the book of Mountbatten when he had to leave in India in 1947, when he gave independence on the 15th of August. One journalist, it's a true story, asked him during the spring, Mr. Lord Mountbatten, so when will you to then give the independence? Don't we have a plan? And the guy said, 15th of August. Not, this is what I read, huh? And so I was with my kids there. So I have very good news, mothers and children. The guy translated in Tamil. Dure and I looked at him, have decided to open another 7 schools. And Dure looked at me. Because 7 schools, okay, 40,000, 3 lakhs, we can do it in 3 years. Anyhow, we need them. And Dure looked at me, he said, Acha. Can you see when you're close with somebody what you can do? No planning, no because if you plan, you think about the complication of the budget, you know what? You do nothing, or much less. Voila, Claude.
Okay.
I don't want to take more time.
Now we are going to take some time for questions, so please don't hesitate. You have seen that Robin speaks his mind, so give him the opportunity to tell you more. Who wants to raise the first question? Okay. Please go ahead.
Yes, so thank you very much for this presentation. It's very innovative work, and I learned a lot. What kind of feedback are you getting from this website, if any? You know, is there can people send messages, or questions, or comments? Are you getting any feedback from all this work?
Oh yeah,
from consumers?
Yes, we see this thing that we IT. You know, I hate IT because you're not allowed to make a single dot wrong because it blocks the whole system. I have a fixation. But I know, yes, we have, I don't know how many thousand per week coming in and placing questions here. But if it went with social, like you said, social media, and we start the blog, I have a Facebook. I'm registered in Twitter. But, no, and LinkedIn. I have, I don't know, 1,000, but never open it. I don't know how to follow it. So it's go up and up. I have to take a decision one day. So I will have a guy who's opening, reading, and telling me, and I will answer.
Ask Zoe.
Zoe, yeah?
Yeah, you should ask her how to do that.
No. Do you know how many people are coming in? I need somebody who's following it. And it will come. You're absolutely right. Because we have so many stories to tell every day to our fans. I can tell you much more than most of the blog I see, just adding. So yes, you're right.
Question? There?
Hello, my name is Stefan from Smadja. I'm here. You talked about traceability, which means transparency in a way, and you also talked about the time we keep our stuff, basically. which was also something that was addressed in the story of stuff, about the ever-accelerating consuming system. Once you achieve traceability, what's your idea? Because what can you do about shifting the people's minds so that they stop consuming ever and ever and ever again? Because that's fine. You made this, it's eco-friendly t-shirts and everything, but what if I buy one every day? And what if people are doing this all the time? Is it sustainable in forever?
Forever? Oh, never talk about forever. But it's 5 o'clock. We still have a couple of hours at least at the end of the day. For me, for you, it's 3, I know. I mean, if people first get the habit of checking what they're buying, they will think differently. They will buy at the right moment, period of the year, for the food and for the non-food. They will have a look. And as I said, for the last 15 years, consumers will become voters. You're not voting for a brand. It's the past. You want to see, I guess you're not, Diesel, Esprit, Benetton. Yes, okay, it's a brand system. You want to be a fan of your brand. You want to see the brand. What are you doing with the money? As I said, if Paul Smith is making money, and I don't know how many millions, if he spent even 1/2 or 1 million in helping a new school teaching of styling, I don't know what. I just want to know what they do with the money. Not they're private, they do what they want. How they run the company. And a well-run company, and as I said, if you have your stamp, but if it comes smart, that to have a vintage, put your stamp, it will become smart, you will buy less. But what you don't know, for the last 15 years, now the sale order, the mail order catalogs, you know, we had a lot of pages in the catalog. I spoke with the guys. You can send, and people can return it to exchange sizes. You know how many times they order for the Thursday, send back on Tuesday, or next Monday, or Tuesday, with a little bit lipstick, because they buy to wear it on Saturday. Because when the girl is earning 2,500 and she don't have too much budget, okay, she doesn't need to buy a dress every month, so you know what they do? They put beside 100 Swiss francs. So last Saturday of the month, they buy something new. You know why? They're afraid, oh, Sylvie, you have not bought anything new since 2 months. Every month I've got something new. Hey, are we crazy? We have to change the habits. All our habits. Buy less, triple pack, 6 packs yogurts, because it's the last day of data, half price. What the mothers and the guys do, they take 12 yogurts because it's half the price. After 2-3 days, they cannot eat the 12, and they threw away 1 or 2. You see the logic, how it's insane? So buy less, eat less, power lunch, take less your car, but you're happy. Spend as much as you can if you have your budget. Pay a little bit more, so the wages come in the economy. I think it looks utopic, I know. But what is utopic today, tomorrow it will be obvious, in my opinion, anyhow. But so we have to change our habits without being moralist. You have to buy switcher, we are clean. Oh, watch out the brand. No, I hate moralist. I hate to be freedom. You do what you want. This is freedom of economy. But the pressure will come from social media, and sometimes if we can have blogs, and by yourself. When you feel a bit like a stupid guy, because I don't know what, you buy a huge car you really don't want. You buy only strawberries imported from South Africa, America, by transportation, by air. And you cannot be satisfied with yourself when in the blog people talk about it. I'm happy I've done this, I had my grandma, and you do nothing? Because you see yourself in your friends, in the other. Without the others, we are nothing. So I try to get people to, it has to be smart to buy this. Not switcher, to buy responsible. But it's more smarter to know what you buy. No excuse anymore. Yes, we have excuse. There is no code on any product. Almost no product. Huh? But I don't know what's going to happen, but and the big companies, the big ones, they buy from us. You cannot imagine what quantity we do in the industry branch. and watches. He even had a watchmaker, very big one, and they had one problem. It was 3 years back. They produce everything locally in Switzerland, except the box. The Rosier boîte, how you say this?
L'écran.
L'écran. This cost $35, I don't remember. Made in China, very nice, because when you buy a watch for 20, 30,000 Swiss francs, you need an écran. I say, hey guy, this we can trace. At least you know where the box comes from. The rest, no, okay, don't need. And the other thing, you know what you say? The guy comes, of his wife, quite wealthy guy, he buys a watch. Darling, you want the box? Why? Or they give you just a little paper, very simple, and the money it's saving for the box go for the charity fund. Did you ever receive a big watch? When I went, in my award, I received, I don't know, a big brand, a big watch, a very expensive, a big box. I don't know what to do with this box. Wherever you go, you have this box in front of you. I don't need this box. And it's wasting 30 francs. It's not the money. And you know what? I don't know where the box is produced. Small things.
Now, Robin, talking about small things, just before we go to the next question. We were in your office after the Dhaka tragedy when 1,300 people died. And you and your colleagues, we were saying, if we add just 25 cents to the cost of doing a garment in Bangladesh, you can solve the working safety conditions in Bangladesh at once. Now, do you think that after this kind of tragedy where everybody was really shocked, do you think that this kind of very small gesture, 25 cents more, people are ready to do that today?
In a couple of weeks, we won't talk about it anymore, unfortunately, in the public. But what I can tell you, 10 days back, the government has taken steps. They have increased the wage of 60%.
Yes.
It looks a lot. Imagine you get 60%, guys, but you have to know the part of the CMT of a garment that goes from $2 to $3.50, let's take $2.50, the wage linked to that is maybe 5 cents, 6 cents. So if you, maybe 7, I have to check, depend on the style. So if you increase by 60%, 6 cents is only 4 cents. So what the guy said, I didn't say 25, it was in a new paper.
Yes, it was in the newspaper.
It's 1 billion garment produced. With 1 million garment, 25 cents, 250 million yearly coming in to clean up. Yes, but we are buying, we don't buy Switcher, we buy Whale. I have another brand called Whale. It's the same. Very basic, few color, more for industrial need. If you need 1,000 t-shirts for an event for a garage, if you can save 1 franc, because it's just a giveaway, you take it, but on the same condition. So we are in Bangladesh to produce 6 styles on the brand Whale. But you know how we went there? I have a Fairway Foundation, NGO. They have the staff there. We have found a provision fund. We send 1% of everything we buy on the fund. And this NGO can use to pay the guys. They lose their job or something happens because they don't have any medical assistance. And other customers, we know with my agent, the Swedish one wants to join, I want to give this and that. So we're creating funds. But beside this, we have, it's the same. We have the audit, the same control. To answer your question about the money, yes, if you give, even if you give 10 cents, it will change a lot for the workers. But it's not a solution. It's a part of the solution. You have to change the whole system of audit, the same system of control. You know the building who collapsed was audited 2 weeks before. But you don't know how it works. You have big groups, auditing company, and they subcontract to a local auditing company, which is right. I don't want to see an auditor leaving Geneva by plane just to go and make an audit. Use trained people skillful there. And the auditor have a master auditor, and then we have to follow the chain. It's a new supply chain of the auditors of the auditors. That's a weak point. So if everything was well done, It's not linked, these 25 centimeters for the wage. It would not change the safety, the health and safety. But to come back, yes, it's, can you imagine the wage, how many what peanuts it is, a couple of cents? And you know what? The government of Bangladesh, it represents, 50, 60% of the income, the government industry.
Yes.
And it will change. The real price will slightly go up. In Bangladesh, the wages are 50% lower than in India. They have a big subsidy from the government. They're much cheaper than India, and they import the cotton from India. But you know why? What? Hey, there are how many are there? 150 million?
Yes, about that.
Only problems, no water. When there is some flood, India opens, sorry, we have to admit it. And water goes to Bangladesh, you know. So it's better to be born in Zermatt than in Bangladesh, in terms of condition, I say. Then it's another philosophical story. But Bangladesh, they need this money. That's why we buy in Bangladesh some quantities.
Exactly.
Really. So avoiding a country, say, is too risky. If it's risky, go yourself, put your staff, control. As long as you fulfill or change, something can happen. I can prove we did everything we should. And the company must know, when you come with this, Claude, if they can prove they took all the necessary steps, people will not come again to brand. They will go to the guy responsible of what they did. And this is the best safety for a company. And when the big companies will understand that, it's coming smoothly now, I can tell you it's going to be a big change. And you will see new businesses, trace code with a 20% discount if you book the code by it will be a new business. A huge business is traceability.
Go ahead. Question. Can we have the mic? Yeah.
Hi, Erin with Room to Read, and we're an international education nonprofit that works in several countries such as Bangladesh, Cambodia, India, with a girls' education program. And one of the main reasons why girls drop out of school is to go to work in factories, a lot of them garment factories. And so my question is, and we work in the communities that we're working in to advocate to, with suppliers around tracking, what age do the girls come to work, and advocating to start that after high school, and also to track how many women go into management in the factories, such that they're then creating a more gender friendly work environment. So my question is, in some of the organizations, and I love the concept you're bringing, which is to really question and to think about the whole supply chain and what is happening in that supply chain. Are any of the groups that are evaluating and auditing that you've mentioned, do they look at gender? Is that something, obviously the environmental pieces that you're bringing up are critical, but is there anything in that chain in terms of the workers and in terms of evaluating, is gender come up and percentage in management of women, of workers, et cetera? Is that part of the audit?
Of course, you have a wrap the American we use too for the health and safety. Then you have the SA 8000 standard, social accountability 8000, for the social aspect. But then in terms of education, we started 12 years back, YES program, Youngster Educational Support, where we just bought, sending now 30 new computers with new software, and we want to pay the license and not a bribing license for the kids, for the youngster from 16 to 27 have an extra education. So because they need to know software, how to check the kids if they are kids or not. In our factory, we have people nearing 40 or 50 now after so many years. And at the very beginning, it was difficult 20 years back, but you see a guy, an Indian guy from Tamil, he looks like 14 here, he's maybe 16. So how we can check? We have no documents. So we get to the horoscope. And as the legal age is 14, I put it with the age 16. So we have 2 years safety gap. This was a long time ago. But now, and Tiropu is growing tremendously. The problem, you know what my problem is now? Now I see the kids coming to school, last 2 years, on a bicycle with a mother. I say, hey, he can go for public school. He doesn't need us. So what we need is to identify if they really need to go to our school, which is it's a public school, Indian program. By the way, the government is not happy, so they cancel the lower kindergarten. They're not satisfied. You know why? It was too costly for the government. So the kids from 4 to 5 stay at home. They're saving maybe 2-3 lakh teachers for the lower kindergarten. That is sad, yeah? You agree? But to come back, we have no kids for that. the problem in Tiropo is not the point. Yes, in local, between locals, we cannot control. But the kids coming for us, my concern, do they need to go to our school? Or should we not give the place to other? You know what we have? I have to tell you that we have a mobile school. You know all my lorries for the water. But then I bought a lorry, you know, like a tourist lorry, 40 seats, not as air conditioned anyway. Huh? And on each bank, I put a blackboard, put down. We have 3 of those. And every day they go to 4 stations. We don't have slums in Tiropo because it's a high level. But in poor area, the bus stops, you have the teacher, the driver, the kids comes in between 4 and 4, 5, 6, 4, 5. Clean up a little bit, give some fruits, you give them some spirula, you don't know, it's called, you know, for energy. And some A, B, C, learning a little bit for one, before we put them in a fixed school. So I've got 3 mobile schools. And one time I was in a concert in Germany, because we do a lot for bands, and you have a group called Totenhosen, it's the Rolling Stones of Germany. Say, yeah, that's cool what you do, Robin. We won't buy the t-shirt from you. I say, cool, 40,000 t-shirts. Oh, thank you. Because they are all rock guys my age saying, that's clean, we can afford. They are very popular. I say, hey, you're good. What about the mobile school? Totenhosen. They're sponsoring a mobile school. It's Toten. I can send you a picture. You have Totenhosen, and you finance a mobile school. They're very happy. 30,000 euro per year. Not even that. So we have 3 mobile schools turning. My problem is to make sure the kids coming are really in need. It goes on both sides, you see. But of course, we don't have time now. We have so many documents about education. Because the teachers are less paid in private schools in India than in public school. Same in Switzerland. This I never understood. In Europe, anyway. But yes, we have a long chapter about education.
Next question. Here. I
Yes.
need sunglasses.
Thank you. I just want to refer to another French philosopher, a historian of science, Michel Serres. He's over 80 years old, writing a book about La Petite Poussette, explaining the generation you were mentioning to us, which has all this information at the top of their fingers. Very interesting and encouraging book also for at bedtime. Just willing to refer to L'Oréal, also a big supply chain there, and they're trying to even go beyond the smiling chain, although it's not done, the journey is very long, but they have now a huge program to turn that also into a kind of solidarity chain or sourcing, where they're using the power of such good relationships because the standards are quite high, to get engaged, the buyer with 5,000 suppliers as a beginning, with a common goal of all of them having 5% as a target with regard to social inclusion and other programs. Just to say that the power of a smiling chain to have impact instead of each doing in its corner is quite amazing also. So the direction you have been leading can even go one step further. And that is extremely encouraging because we all know that one of the big challenges is to reach impact because of the pace of problems we are seeing. So that was something I wanted to mention. And it might be a good testimonial for a next summit, maybe.
Positive collaterals. But collaterals are always perceived as negative. You have positive collaterals. Proudness of participating, of helping. Of course. And this gives you, this nurture you, what we spoke this morning, the internal management of a company on the outside. You can imagine guys working by us. What do you do? Try to switch. Yeah, it's cool. Boring stuff, nothing fashion. Cool. Yeah, you're happy when you go home. I'm working in a smart company. Yeah? This is 50% of your life in the energy, I tell you. Okay.
Next question.
You will not take for your problem.
Yeah. But
So,
it's okay.
I've been doing a little bit of work in the sharing economy over here. Yeah, and the sharing economy. seems to be starting to gain some traction when we look at high-value items like vehicles and sharing your house and so on. What's interesting, though, is the possibility where Marks and Spencers are doing things like swapping, the idea that instead of actually throwing stuff away, it actually gets reused. The real breakthrough for me, I loved your Respect site there, but the real breakthrough, wouldn't it be when we can see the 5 previous users of that shirt and their lives and creating that community? Because, you know, we had jumble sales for years, and what goes around comes around. Can you see a time when the Respect site has got the previous users of articles on there, as well as the supply chain that produced it in the first instance?
Yeah, but this will be in a couple of years when the guy, first he has shown, I'm wearing this shirt for 4 years, and after 4 years say, now, okay, I've done my show, I want a new one. Then he goes to next, and you give me an idea. And you know what? You know, when you take the Corsica, you put your car on the boat. Every year you go with your wife and kids, and you have a sticker. I was there 2004, 5 years. It was popular 20 years back. You have a second sticker. Oh, no, this is mine. No, I bought 2 years back. Oh, the first owner. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Oh, great. Yeah, why not? But at least it's just for one thing. It's not smart to think that you buy everything new and you're cool, because elegance, fashion is an attitude. And all of you guys, the one who doesn't raise his hand is probably a liar. When we go, or when we were younger, even now, and you have to buy complete new for funeral, or you want to buy something to be smart for go to wedding. You know, the guy, monsieur, the cravat, and madame says, and you're dressed. Cool. 2 months later, what passed with what? Complicated, right? Because this shirt goes with this, and these shoes, and so. So at the end, we want uncomplicated garments. So fashion, you put a jean, you put a little cargo, and you're dressed. I don't need to be a slim fit shirt with tan. I don't need that. But if you're dressed very elegantly, you go out from, I saw a lot of stores here, Bogner, I don't know what. You go out, you're dressed. And you're like a penguin. You're not smart at all. It's worse. Better be dressed cool. But
Cool
this
bees.
is not a, what?
Cool bees.
And you're quite okay. Okay, timing. Huh?
Okay. I think we need to close the session because we have 2 more sessions before closing this meeting. But I think we have seen something for us. Oh, okay. Okay. Privilege of a founder and chairman, the last question.
Chairman, stand up if you don't mind. Yes?
This report,
Relax.
you call it the sustainability report.
Yeah?
Is it following a certain standard, or you develop this on your own?
Oh non, complètement. It's like the standard. I need Gilles. With many standards. It's called, in the report, it's a 10th we do. I've never seen such a Nestle can do big ones. They have a lot of money, 15 guys working on it. But this one, and we have it in one page. All the information in one. I can tell you, okay, report parameters. This report aims at providing a fair and balanced view of switcher performance. Okay, report parameters. This report covers the period from January, formal language, project text drafting, publisher, previous report. There is a standard here, I have to find it. Switcher information. It's following the 4158. Oh, yeah, GRI index, of course. I thought you wanted more. We're following GOTS, SEDEX, IDI, of course. But in the end, if one of you need information for this, I have 20. But you can have my mail. We can chat. I'm here. Thank you. I mean, later too. You just drop a mail. We will help you. We can provide you and say, how is it complicated? No, we can just to help you if you want to start something. Is it? Of course we can do that. Facts and figures, no blah blah. Voilà, monsieur.
Robin.